Hello and welcome back to National Busways West Scotland, where we're looking out over the Polmedy garage in Glasgow once again. It's nice to come back to this garage for 2 episodes in a row, seeing as this is where it all began, and look at all of these buses. And yes, there are a lot of Renowns in here, and they don't have the recall tag on them. I think most of them are back now. In fact, I know most of them are back now because I can see the number right there. We definitely have enough to run Sunday service back now, which is nice. We have brokens. Do they have repair orders out? No, they don't. Your tyres are getting low. So yeah, let's fix these 2 DAFs. And then let's fix this Renown that should just be coming back from a shift, or maybe it's just gone out on one. It's just gone out on one. Very nice. So, yes, today, you've seen from the thumbnail, we're going to be messing with the Beltway. Now, this series is, what, 60-something episodes in? You know, we've been going for over a year. And, you know, in real life terms, the Beltway is more than a year old. It was it was the first mainline bus route that we put in, other than the C1. So this route is very important to the series and to Glasgow. When the map loads, I will bring up the Beltway and show you why. But the Beltway it's actually 2 routes because of the way that, you know, bus routes work. So if I bring up everything and scroll across, the Beltway is the 30A and 30C. Now, I stole my numbering convention from the West Midlands, where A means anti-clockwise and C means clockwise. And it is a loop around inner Glasgow. It doesn't go to central at any point. Closest it gets is St George's Cross down here. And yeah, when it loads, you'll see the true importance of this route by where it goes, because it's a doozy. It's a very, yeah, there we go. Look at that, it's a big loop. Bit of a funny shape, because, you know, that's how the roads are. And then 30C is the same thing going the other way. Very nice. And yeah, so we've been running that with Renowns. In fact, there's one. Yeah, we've been running that with Renowns since we put it in. And it has been touched since since we put it in, because we made it 24-hour a few episodes ago. And when I made it 24-hour, I wanted to also make it double deck, because, you know, that's what you do. You know, that's what you do when you make a route more, you know, more good is not how you phrase that. It's what you do when you make a route better. You know, you give it more capacity. I really can't speak tonight. So yeah, the Beltway, big loop, been in the series for almost the entire length, and it's been running with the same vehicles since it got put in. You know, these Renowns here, these really early ones, which now have a stupid number of miles on them. In fact, I think VW1 might have the highest mileage at this garage. It does. 21,000 miles on it. Which isn't bad. Not bad going. So yeah, that's not what I'm going to do. But yeah, so we're going to be moving the Beltway, at least temporarily, to Polmedy Shed 2, because I have space there to move, or to put the new fleet. So, yeah, I think, without further ado, let's get to that new fleet, because I'm very excited about it. I've got branding to show off, and I love having branding to show off, because branding's what I do. You know, I've not been exactly quiet about the fact that I'm a designer, but yeah, I'm a designer. Again, branding's what I do. Branding's my thing. So I'm perhaps naturally, perhaps not, very happy with what I've cooked up for the Beltway, and I hope you guys will like it as well. I don't know what number Trident we're on right now, because I swear we've got more since. But we can get to that later. If I go to the marketplace, I'm going to buy 24. I can't remember if the Beltway combined needs 24 or 32 buses. It is a ridiculous amount in that range, but we have 25 spaces here, so I hope we only need 24. Because otherwise I'm going to need to get some Renowns moved over to their new home. They will have a new home, they're not going to be completely abandoned. Right. This needs a new vehicle group. It does. TA Beltway. There you go. TA Beltway. And we want 10 of them. Well, actually we want 24, but we can only order up to 10 at once. So, that's the south coast. I want West Scotland. And I want Glasgow. And I want TA type PO Beltway. So, yeah, it's, as you can tell from the fact that it's got a different colour roof, we have branding. I literally just said that I did branding. Wow, I'm so dumb. But yeah, this is what I cooked up. We have this funky, round, looping motif around the word Beltway, to be absolutely blatant with everything. And I like the term inner circle, because it's got this sort of exclusivity about it. It's like a really popular person, you might describe their friend group as their inner circle. So I like that, and then that's a little bit of a, again, call to exclusivity. And then on the off side, because we have this big blank spot where the staircase is, big Beltway logo, because the Beltway logo, as lovely as it is far from the most legible thing at small size from distance. So on the off side, we have a big one, and it looks very nice. This logo, it looks relatively complex, but if you know how Adobe Illustrator works, you'll know this logo took me about 30 seconds. I just typed the word Beltway, drew a circle, chopped off a few bits of it, used the width tool to get these down to a fine point, and then put an arrowhead on the stroke, and adjusted it until I was happy. It's amazing the tools that we designers have to make our lives easier actually make our lives easier. Wouldn't you believe it? But yes, this is the Beltway. This is our new fleet. Isn't it nice? So there's 10 brand new Beltway buses, and I'm gonna buy another 10 by going to the marketplace tab, not the bus fleet tab. I really am good at this. I'm good at this game. You wouldn't think I've only been playing it for like 3 years. But, 3 years? Nah, more like 2. Wow. I've been playing this game. Playing this game for YouTube for longer than I was playing this game by myself. Just for myself. That's interesting. So I'm gonna frame this up really extreme. Like, I'm gonna cut the bus off slightly in the hope that the Beltway thing will be visible as an interesting thing. So there's 20. And then I need another 4. So let's get another 4. And then let's go to the TA Beltway. And import repaint. And get TA type Palmedy Beltway. There we go. There's all our buses. I will come back when we have fleet numbers and license plates to look at. And finally, we have SK53BVA. No, BXA. Better known as TA552. All branded up and ready to go for the Beltway. I will take another potential screenshot thumbnail like that. Very nice. There's our lovely buses all ready to go. And I'm going to straight away change the allocation of the 30 and 30A over to Polmody Shed 2 and the new buses, and hope that we have enough. And here we are, ready to join SK53BWF on its first run of the 30C, the clockwise circuit of the Beltway. So we're just coming up towards Govan. There's a bus station up there, but we go this way to go around through Cessnock, and then skirt the edge of central Glasgow by going through the exhibition centre on Clyde Arc. Then, how do we go from exhibition centre? I think it's up. I think it's up the road like that. That would make sense. Which means there's always a chance I didn't do it like that. But yeah, there's another one going on the Beltway, and that is rammed. So, the extra capacity on these ALX400s, necessary. Even on a Sunday. Although it is a city festival, so I guess with how much the city festivals increase ridership demand, that would probably be equivalent to weekday ridership, but at this lower frequency. So the ALX400s should be pretty full from Monday, or from Tuesday, which is their first regular weekday without a city festival. Which will be very nice. Very nice indeed, to have a route make money. But we're now heading down into St George's Cross on the Great Western Road. There we go. That was St George's Cross there. Very nice. Then we head up to near Silverburn through these little roads. Very nice. Lovely little roads. I assume they're little. Please ignore the fact that there is an ALX500 going that way, if indeed they are little. There's certainly not much on them, which gives the bus a little bit of respite. Because, you know, busy bus. Very busy bus. That's got 66 on board now, which is very good to see. We love a full bus. Now we're coming up through Royston, the terminus of the C3, I believe, as well as passing, or like away, one of the places the 29 goes through, and I think the 143 as well? It's one of the 1-4s, I think. Yeah, it is the 143, because the 142 does a whole bunch of weird stuff and terminates at a railway station rather than... whereas the 143 goes straight from Silverburn to that railway station and then does its weird stuff in Silverburn? No, in Royston. I'm getting everything mixed up. If I said Silverburn when I meant Springburn, this is me correcting myself. I meant Springburn. Now we're coming through Bridgeton Cross. Very nice. And where next? Crossing on the this way. Yeah, very well done. Very descriptive. This bridge, I forget what it's called, but that's a bridge. So, we have a call from the Orange Arrows garage. Driver wants a break, sure. And now coming into Polmody, there are our bus garages at Polmody and Polmody Shed 2. Imaginatively named, I know. And now coming around to head back up into Pollokshields. There's another TA going the other way on the Beltway, on the 30A, so once we get to Pollokshields West, I will switch over to one of those, going the other way on the 30A. Hopefully they've started by now. In fact, there's one. Very nice. There we go. 30A. This is the 0903 to, well, It's not to anywhere, it's Pollokshields West again, it's the loop. That's the point. The anti-clockwise circuit. Very nice. So we're coming down through Pollokshields East, I guess this is. And then around into Polmady. With a decent number on board again. Very good, very good. And there's the bus garages again. We just passed them. And now we're going past them again in the other direction. Isn't that fun? Isn't that novel? 65 on board. This is very good. Yeah, these circular services, they are very, very good. You know, like one of the busiest commuter railway lines in the world is the Yamanote line in Tokyo, which is basically the Tokyo's version of the Beltway if the Beltway was a train. You know, two of the most well-used bus routes in Birmingham are the 8 and the 11. They are the city circulars, or the city loops. The 8 being the sort of inner Birmingham circuit, and the 11 being the outer Birmingham circuit. 11 being notably more famous for being the longest looping bus service in either the UK, Europe, or the world. I actually don't know which one it is. It's one of those, and whichever one it is, that's quite impressive. But now we're back up in Royston. There's a 29 behind us. Very nice. There's a C3 terminating in at Royston again. And we're going to go up the big fast road up towards well, Silverburn is here. Not Silverburn, Springburn. Springburn is there. The 16 continues up the main road, as helpfully demonstrated by these. And they go up to Milton. The 4 also goes up that road, I believe, to Kirkintilloch. And then, of course, in Springburn there is the local network, which are the actual first routes in the series, which is very nice. Oh dear. This is one of those routes where the routing didn't work. Noted. Noted. I will have to fix that at some point. Well, I know that now. We should be able to make the time back, because if I recall, I put plenty of padding in the 30s. We have 5 minutes waiting at Pollokshields West anyway, just in case we can't. But we're already down to 1 minute late, which is pretty good. Pretty good. We want +0. We have +0 now. But +1 isn't terrible. That's me being diplomatic. Again, we want buses to be running on time. And indeed, we currently have that. So, why am I moaning? I'm gonna be quiet. But if I'm quiet, then the content's not good. So I have to be making noises. So instead, I will make positive ones about the fact that we have 35 people on a bus, and it's like busy, but everyone's got a seat. Just as we come through Cessnock. Now skirting the southern side or the south-eastern side of Govan, and heading back into Pollokshields, which is very nice. I went quiet. I had to do a massive yawn because I am very tired, which does not bode well for tomorrow, today as you're watching this, because it's my graduation. I'm done with uni. I've finished. I graduate. It's going to be great. I'm going to become a real designer. How nice is that? I get to be a real designer. Well, we'll see how things go, obviously. The real world is as the real world does. But in theory, I can now be a real designer. And I love that. So, we're just coming into Pollokshields West, which is very nice. There's still a few Renowns out on Beltways. but that's fine. Now I'm wondering if all the buses that are yet to come back are the ones I sent off camera. Again, I'm going to manage the recall off camera because I've done recalls too many times this in both of these series. So, you know, let's give you all a break from that. Oh, we're going back out on another set of 30 on another 30A loop. But there's that. I've been going for 40 minutes. The game's had a moment, the game's come back. Beautiful. But I have just enough money to set up a garage down here. And this is my plan for the Renowns. So I'm gonna just scout out where an appropriate place for a bus garage would be of decent size in Kilmarnock. Kilmarnock. Where is Kilmarnock? There it is. Okay, so down there is like an industrial estate. That's the sort of place you'd find a large bus garage. And this looks like a large bus garage. So let's put in the Kilmarnock garage. Which you do through the depot screen. Indeed, that's how you play this game. Well done. So, yes, Kilmarnock. That is where we're sending the oldest of the Renowns to live out the rest of their careers. Because, you know, they did their job in Glasgow and now they are not big enough. So even the ALXs are rather busy. So let's add a depot. And this is going to be the KM garage. So we'll put a depot point there, and then for Shed 2 we'll put it on the other side of the building. Very nice. £600,000 to open the Kilmarnock garage, KM. So, we now have our garage at Kilmarnock, and a bunch of Renowns are now scrambling to head down there as quickly as possible to pastures a little bit greener than Palmedy. But in the meantime, I have a little bit of a mess to clear up because we have some 30, you know, some local routes in the 30s that need some attention. And that was fine. So let's just head into the map view. And let's get this garage properly set up, because it's not Depot 16, it's KM. KM for Kilmarnock. Kilmarnock. So this is going to be MBWS, but not MBWS Glasgow, obviously. And Quicksilver. There we go. That's just to tell me what will run from there. So we will have Quicksilver services based at Kilmarnock. I may even move the 771 to Kilmarnock, it depends. But yeah, so Kilmarnock, we're going to have local services, we're going to have regional services, we're going to have Quicksilver services, which is very good. Yeah, I don't know if I said it before, but a little bit ago I found out that Quicksilver was actually the name of an express bus operator in the Glasgow area. They were called Clydeside Quicksilver, and I think they still existed in 2003, I'm not sure. But let's just say that the reason why our express services are called Quicksilver is because we bought them. Hostile takeover style. I'm sure the competition regulator would not have let that happen in real life, because National Busways is something of a behemoth. But, you know, city bus manager, we can do what we want. There are no rules other than please, route, make money. So, yeah, that's all I wanted to get done. That felt like a really short video. But there wasn't much waiting around doing stuff, really. I had plenty to talk over. But that felt really short. Part of me is like, do I put in a route? Because we have buses. The buses are coming in. I think I put in a route. So what I'm going to do is we're going to start the Kilmarnock town network. And we're going to start with an important connection out to Crosshouse University Hospital. And that's just going to be an out and back shuttle service from Kilmarnock town centre, probably going up this road, because we can send mainline services down here, unless rather than an out and back it does something involving this estate, because this looks fun. What is that called? That looks like it would have a name. New Farm Lock. Or Kennedy Drive. I'm going to call it the New Farm Lock Kennedy Drive. That sounds fun, that sounds nice. So yes, I don't know what I'm going to number this route. I want it to be in the 4s. Let's see, are there any main roads I can number this after? I don't like doing that for local services. So maybe... Yeah, I really don't know. I have no idea. Oh, we can't go over the top at Bonington Road, because that connection is not made. So we would have to send our bus down the main road. Or up this road, then down. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the Quicksilver colour, because the Quicksilver colour is actually the colour of National Busways West Scotland in Ayrshire, which is a mouthful, I know. But yeah, I think this route, this area, should be the 47 something. I like that. So this can be the 471. Between Crosshouse University Hospital and New Farm Lock Kennedy Drive. There is the 471 between Crosshouse University Hospital and New Farm Lock Kennedy Drive. It is a fairly simple crosstown local service with a big stint at the end, because there is sort of nothing out here. You know, you could argue maybe it would have been better to send it down this way, pop into here for a bit, and then go. But this is, I mean, it's the 471. Like, this is the one that you get to go straight there. other than the 771. But the 771 is only hourly at the best of times, whereas this is going to be a little bit more frequent. Probably up to... the highest frequency I'd consider this is probably every 20 minutes. So, you know, it is up to 3 times as frequent as the 771, which is probably pretty good going for this part of the world. But yes, timetable will be fleshed out, jump cut. And now we have the timetable for the 471 between Crosshouse Hospital and New Farm Lock. So, it is my now standard stacked timetable design where both layers are running at a 40-minute frequency, which gives a frequency during daytime hours of every 20 minutes, while on Sunday we have reduced operating hours and service every 30 minutes. And that is our first route from KM. Activated now. Why not? Let's go. Let's get things done, let's get things moving, and then, yeah, we're gonna, you know, see how the first runs of the 471 do, and we will go to the outro. I really don't know what I'm doing. I am yes. This is what happens when I am me and I don't get enough sleep. Get enough sleep so that you can function. Highly recommend it. And it's now time to start on our first 471 from Crosshouse Hospital to New Farm Lock with T138 LGE. I can't remember which one this is. I think it's VW4, but it might be VW3, it might be VW5. I'm not numbering right now. But we're doing well for a first run, it has to be said. But then again, this is not the first bus route into Kilmarnock. There's already substantial connecting potential through Kilmarnock. So, you know, it's all good. It's all good. And we have 26 on board as we come out into the estates on the eastern side, heading up to New Farm Lock. It's a very short run. Yeah, it's only 19 minutes each way, which means that it has 1 minute of stand time at either end, and it has, heading eastbound, 2 minutes of stand time at Kilmarnock bus station, and heading westbound it has 1 minute at the bus station and 1 minute at the telephone exchange. There's the terminus stop, and we leave at 14:02. Bang on time. Very nice. And coming down this way, rejoining with eastbound buses back on the core section of the route, if you will, out to Crosshouse. Well, not quite Crosshouse, the hospital. So yes, when we get into Kilmarnock, you will have seen from the time lapse, we come around, we come into the bus station, and then we go around the bottom of the town centre. Intrigued to see how this does, because this is it's a longer run than the eastbound, but apparently it takes the same amount of time, and that has me a little bit worried. So we'll see. We're doing well so far though. Doing well so far, and that's always good. There's the bus going the other way. This route has a vehicle requirement of 2. So that is both buses on this route right now. Very nice. There's the last stop before the hospital, and then we go straight in. Like that. And then straight back out again. No, not straight back out again. The game did not enjoy the 1 minute time. Okay. So, I'm going to fix that off camera, probably by removing the stand time at the telephone exchange. But aside from that, I think, is all we have to do today. So let's head back up to Glasgow briefly and have a look at how the Beltway is getting on with its new double-deckers. Beltway, let's have a look at bus routes. the 30. A and C, because we do have a regular 30. There we go, 30 A and C, they are busy. So there's one, it's got, what was that, 48 on board, that's got 50 something. Beltway goes up this way, there's one with 60s, 40s. Beltway goes up this way, there's one with 41. There's one with 71, wow, that's busy. Beltway then goes this way, there's one with 69. Very nice. Beltway comes around, there's one with 71 again. There's one with, was that 84? Jeez. Then Beltway comes down this way and goes out. Then it comes down, there's one with 40, what is that, 46? Looks like 46. There's one running empty. There's another running empty. There's one with 40 aboard. There's one with 38. And there's the one that we saw earlier. So, yes, I think the ALX400s are a very good fit for the Beltway. And now, I'm going to go back to Polmedy Shed 2 and have a look at the new Beltway fleet as our parting shot. And here we are, back at the Polmedy Garage Shed 2 with, which one are you? You are TA545, which will be heading out soon on its Beltway duty, which is very nice. They are looking wonderful in their new Beltway brand. That logo is very nice. It was so easy to make, but it is, you know, it tells you what it is. It's like, you know, it's the Beltway and it goes around. What more do you want? It's a logo that does what it says on the tin. So, I think with that said, I will see you next week from National Busways, West Scotland.